Todd, we're happy to have you here today because Broncos signed inside linebacker Cody Barton.
Yep.
Is he a Josey Jewell replacement? I don't know. We're going to find out right now. And the inside scoop, where there's no one better in the world to break down inside linebacker play than a former inside linebacker, always a Super Bowl 50 champ, but former inside linebacker Todd Davis.
Yeah, so I was able to watch some good film on Cody. I really broke down the first half of the Broncos game where he had 10 tackles and a fumble recovery.
In one half?
No.
Oh, in the game. Okay.
That's what the stats say. And then I also watched the first half of the Falcons game where he had like 15 tackles. So I wanted to see like his production on the field and how he played. Overall,
you tried to look at good games.
Yeah, I tried to look at his best games, at least on paper. And I feel like he always knew his job. He knew where to be. He did a good job of getting guys lined up, sliding the line if, the Y steps off the ball and motioned. I feel like as a whole, he seems like he understands where he's supposed to be in the defense. My thought is just the execution of his job once he understands what he's supposed to do. So these are just a couple plays kind of breaking down the game. Don't call me a hater. It is what it is. I saw what I saw on film.
Uh-oh, I know where we're going here.
So this is Cody right here playing middle linebacker, and we're going to get a stretch lead going this way with Marvin Mims to the outside. And he does a great job of recognizing it. He's running inside out to the ball. But I feel like with him, when he takes on blockers, I'm unsure of how it's going to go.
Yep.
Like, I'm not saying – I don't know if he's just a shock and shedder. I think Josey was very good in the box and could make plays. I feel like they're actually polar opposites. I feel like I trust him to be good in the passing game and less in the running game. Trusted Josey with both, but I think Josey has – his strength was the run game.
Yeah, he's just not built for the passing game.
Yeah.
Because he's too built?
Exactly.
He's too built for the passing game.
He's too built for the passing game.
So he's running inside out, and of course it's one-on-one with Burton right here. So you expect him to, defeat this block, climb outside, and make this play as a hard-hitting inside linebacker, and that doesn't really happen. He ends up back here, and Marvin Mims is headed for the end zone. So I think, he struggles taking on blocks at times throughout, most of the games.
Todd, really quick, I imagine if an inside linebacker is going up against any offensive lineman, you're not really expected to win that matchup there if it's a one-on-one. Is that right?
It depends on who you are as a player. I think, sometimes just being able to shock and shed and use your hands, you can win those blocks. And the advantage that we have against offensive linemen is their back is to where the ball is.
Right,
so as a linebacker, I can kind of set you up, get you go a little bit more to the left than I need you to just to come back right, or, shock and shed and really get off a block. So it's not always easy, but I think there are ways for you to win those blocks.
What is what is the shock part of the shock and shed?
That's like hitting the person, the initial hit.
Okay. And then, so I thought you were going to say, when they get their hands on us, we're done. But there's other things you can do.
Yeah.
So what about with the fullback? Are you supposed to win that every time then?
Yeah, that's like something where you got to win against the fullback.
Okay.
Can't let the fullback beat you.
Okay. So this is a tough look.
Yeah.
This was actually the first clip that I cut.
This one?
Yeah, this one. And I put a little heart on. Well, I've flagged it. The button happens to be a heart. Because I wanted to ask you about this play and specifically, he's supposed to get over the top of that fullback, right?
Well, as you look at the play right here, technically he's not the edge of the defense. So Chase Young is the edge of the defense. But off of flow, he should be able to see it. So Chase Young gets cracked, and then you get crack replaced by this safety. He gets cracked, so then the corner is the edge of the defense. But as he's reading inside out, he should fight across face and send this back to all these blockers right here.
Yeah. See, that's the thing to me is he doesn't make the play, which sucks. But also you get an A if you just go make the tackle. You get a B- if you just get over the top. And if you just don't force him inside and you don't make the tackle, it's just not great.
Yeah.
And that's what ended up happening?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a play where you're getting a puller again against the Broncos. We're getting like a gap scheme. We're getting a double here. They're gonna bring the wide receiver up to come block the safety, and Mike McGlinchey is going to pull around for Chase Young and try to box him out. 57 is right here. He sees the puller well, and he's able to work over the top, reading inside out, and actually gets his hands on Javonte right here. And I thought that was a good play by him, being able to read the pullers. I think he does a better job when he's unblocked. If he has to fight blockers, I think it's going to be a tough down. He may not make the play. If he's unblocked, it's a much better chance of him making the play. Unfortunately, this one, Javonte's a tough runner. It didn't end in a tackle, but, that's Javonte. So what do you expect?
It's true. So, Todd, help me out here, though. Wouldn't every player, especially linebackers, benefit when they're unblocked? Or are there some, or is this like kind of a more unique strength?
No, I think that's
Okay.
I think that's a universal strength for linebackers.
Fair.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's really fun going through these because we went through the same game and cut it up for the story. So I get to just play it along right over here.
There it is. All right, this is my last one about him in the run game. I don't want to harp on it too much. But you talked about it, one-on-one with guards or linemen. It is tough, but there's ways for you to, make things happen. So this is a tough one, though. This is not one where he made things happen. So this is just a gap scheme. You're getting a double here, but they scoop pretty quickly, and they're just basically running kick. So kick is where the quarterback turns around, hands the ball off to Javonte, and basically they're going to double, and he can kind of pick A gap. He can pick B gap this side, or if he wants to, he can cut it back to C gap this side. So he has some options. The tough part about this play I want you to check out is he starts right here on the hash. Quinn Miners, big dog, is coming up to block him right here, one-on-one. And he starts right here, and he ends right here.
No.
So he went from here, and Quinn kind of just threw him out the club. And that was a tough one. Quinn's a heavy person, so you definitely got to hit and get off of him quick. I just feel like he kind of struggles in the run game, and that was just the end of the play. From starting here, that's kind of a long way to go.
Looks like the rest of the defense did a good job.
Yeah, there's a couple more people there that made it. But it's just tough, man. I think like I said, he's much better when he's not blocked.
Also, Edward there. I'm glad Todd is a great addition to the DNVR podcast. Only took 8 months to win him over.
Thank you, Ed, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
We'll have Todd back next year when they sign another inside linebacker.
Exactly. This is a good play by him. This is just pure effort, and I feel like this is something that he'll bring to the table. Sadly for Broncos fans, this is the fumble by Russell Wilson, but he does a good job getting his man. I think they're in the form of cover 3 where kind of safeties are outside Ripley, so that means they have the guys vertical. He's pushing through with 3, which is the running back. Takes him but keeps vision on the quarterback and is able to have great effort. And Russell Wilson gets chased out here. He fumbles the ball. He's able to come and retract, and he's actually the man that picks up the fumble. That was his fumble recovery for the game. So I thought that was a great play by him, and that's just pure effort.
Yep. I do think that the effort is important.
Uh-huh.
Like, we kind of knew coming – he was like 230 pounds at the Combine. Like, he came into the NFL as like a cover-type linebacker. Nobody thought he was going to be like a thumper. And – he's found like a way around to not be like somebody who holds the defense back necessarily in the running game. But it is kind of like those effort sorts of plays that you just need from somebody who is a little bit lighter than your standard linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
I always prided myself on being an effort guy when I played football in high school. And I prided myself on that because I, knew I wasn't as good.
Mm-hmm.
And so being an effort guy, I think I know what it means.
Not too
Randy
bad.
Gregory, maybe not necessarily an effort guy.
Oh, yeah.
6'5", freak athlete.
Yeah, it's
Talent.
true.
He just gets to keep playing.
It's true.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, here's another. This is now the Falcons game, which I believe he had like 15 tackles in. This was a play that I thought he's great in coverage. I really trust his ability in coverage. And this is just, I believe, another form of cover 3 here, where you got these guys outside, man. You got the safety deep. This guy's in the third, and he's playing what would be Ripley's, which means he has some outside leverage. If he goes in, they're going to pass it off. But with this bunch right here, they're going to do what's called sky it, which turns into normal zone. So he has first in, he has first to the flat, and he has first up. Just playing a version of cover 3 to kind of help out with this bunch right here. So basically what happens, he gets the inside route. This guy kind of gives him a little bit of move and then runs the over. Great body position, exactly where he needs to be, doing his job. He ends up breaking and assisting on this tackle here. So once again, effort is important to him. So I think he does a great job, especially in zone coverage, knowing where he's supposed to be and playing well. So I don't know what his primary role would be on this defense, but I feel like he would be a good third down guy, second and long guy. I feel like Jonas probably should be in there if it is 1st and 10, 21 personnel. I think that's more of a down that Jonas would have success in, but this guy feels like a third down cover linebacker.
Yep, definitely. And I think it's kind of weird going back and looking at the numbers because I think he had like one. Did he have an interception this year? I think he might have had an interception this year and one pass breakup.
Yeah.
Year before, I think he had this last year in Seattle, 2 picks and like 6 pass breakups, which is just kind of crazy to have that difference in production. And they're obviously like a little bit different schemes. And I wonder if the Broncos think that getting him back into more of like a cover 3 type defense, like cover 1, cover 3 single high defense versus like they were doing a bunch of cover 2, cover 6 sort of stuff. Like if the linebacker rolls in the middle, fit him better somehow in coverage, but I'm not really sure.
And this is a gapped out defense, so every man has a gap. Pretty stout in the run game. They shouldn't be able to run on them, and I think he does a good job. This is what I kind of talked about with him being unblocked. He gets stretched to the right. He's able to flow inside out. He understands kind of, the flow of the running back and is able to come in and make a good tackle. I think this is when he's at his best in the run game. I don't know how many positions he'll be in like this as a Bronco. But he does a good job when he's unblocked. And I think he's not a bad tackler for the most part. He gets him down, does his job. On a high note.
He has a couple hits too. I was kind of surprised just because there's like a lot of drag down stuff, but
Couple of big hits.
Yeah, a couple good ones.